The new training plan, it's more designed for somebody that it doesn't want the same level of contact as our existing sort of plans, but it's all about having the same structure and the same methods that we use for all the mat bottrel training and coaching, but it's slightly less contact. So you only sort of your coach will only feed back to you once a week, as opposed to 3 times a week on the bronze plan, or sort of near enough every session on the silver.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
So the new plan is just once a week. Your coach will sort of check the week that's happened, set the next week, and that's sort of your plan, if you like, compared to the other plans where there's a bit more weekly interaction and we change it throughout the week. But actual some session content, like the swim bike run, still uses the same principles and sort of methods of training that we use for sort of all the athletes, and obviously it's still written for you. You know, it's still a bespoke plan. It's just, as I say, it's just that sort of level of when we check in is the main difference. But yeah, obviously we still help with season plans for it. We still sort of guide your season in that way. It's just a sort of a lower, it's either an introductory package or it's a package for those that are more happy with taking a bit more control of their own training and want to sort of look after their own plan a little bit more. The initial thing is obviously you get less feedback with it, but obviously the benefits mean that you've got a bit more flexibility. You can take control. So you know, for example, if stuff comes up with your life, you obviously move it around to suit you, and you haven't got to feel like you're accountable to a coach as much. Obviously, some people like that. Other people still want to go out and have some fun and the flexibility of training. I think this is where, you know, this plan, it will give you a bit of structure if you want it, but equally if you want to go off plan a little bit for a couple of days, then you know, there's no obligation to check with a coach, I suppose. Yeah, so we've set it up primarily for triathlon. It's primarily a triathlon plan, but we can obviously, if you swim with a club and you don't want us to include that, or I don't know, you run on a track session on a Tuesday and you don't want us to include running, we can tailor it for you. Yeah, primarily it's a triathlon plan, but then we can sort of adjust it and tweak it, make it bespoke for what you want. Yeah, so when you sign up, it's the same as all the other plans. You get your initial consultation call where we'll go through, you know, what events you've got coming up, your goals for the plan. Your goals for the plan. I'll put the sessions in Training Peaks. So obviously we use basic Training Peaks for this one. Yeah, we put the sessions in Training Peaks, and then obviously if you've got any questions when we first get going, which there normally are, we'll run through those, but otherwise we then sort of just roll on to the weekly feedback planning cycle, I suppose.